Hi there, my lovely friends. How are you doing today? This channel is mostly for helping people write their fiction books, whether it's your first one or one of many. But there does come a time when we get to the publishing stage of things. And one of the biggest barriers to the actual writing process is new authors who are worried about what if people don't like what they've written? What if they don't like your book? Well, if you've had any experience with this at all or are worried about it, then please continue watching as we talk about what to do if you get a bad review. And this is coming from somebody who's had a few. It's a case of facing your fears so you can keep writing that book and everyone that comes after it. Now, the first thing I should mention that is really important is that the reviews that are written on Amazon, written in blogs, written anywhere really, book reviews are not for authors. Book reviews are written by readers for readers. But that's not going to help you if you get yourself into a situation where you've taken all that time to craft your amazing book and you've put your beautiful baby out into the world and then you get shot down with a negative review. So how do you handle it? What do you do? The first step, especially if you have read the review yourself, please don't, is to try and take a step back from it and ask yourself, has this person actually written something constructive? Now, for example, if you got a bad review that just said, oh, I don't like this genre, I don't know why I bought this book in the first place, 1 star. Well, okay. The reviewer has stated their position. They didn't like the book because it wasn't in the genre that they wanted it to be. Now, at this point, it is tempting to just ignore it. But before you do, just think to yourself, did you make it plain in your blurb and in your book description, in the cover as well, what the book was about? Or were you being a bit ambiguous because you were trying to appeal to a wider range of audiences, a wider range of readers? This is why you need to know your genre, peoples. But anyway, if you're confident that your blurb was fine and that your cover conveyed the genre you're in, then you can dismiss that review completely. That is one person's opinion. And as it wasn't actually about the book, it doesn't really count. There are other types of reviews, bad reviews that can come up that might go on about the fact that perhaps you haven't done your commas in a certain way. Maybe you've used too many M dashes. Maybe you don't capitalize according to a certain grammatical method. Now, at face value, these critiques could have merit. The reviewer's not saying they didn't like the book, as in the plot or the characters. They're saying the book wasn't edited properly. And you know, everybody can learn from that. I know I have. But perhaps you can go back and see if the reviewer was right. If they are, then make some tweaks, make the necessary changes, maybe get somebody else to have a quick look over it because you know that book should have been edited before it went up, and re-upload the file again. And as an added bonus, what you should do is add a note in your blurb for future readers who may go down and see that review that the book has since been re-edited. There are other ones. There are some people who will take umbrage at the theme that you've included or at the way you've described something, or they may go on at length about how much they hate what you've done and the way you've done it. I have had reviews like that. And again, all I had to do was step back, have a look at whether or not what the reviewer is actually saying has any truth in it. There was this one case. I had a reviewer who was utterly, absolutely disgusted by the way I had written a certain character. Now, keep in mind, I write paranormal creatures, shifters, vampires, magic users, that sort of thing. Most of my stories are set in a real world situation, with the exception of my arranged marriage series. but it means that the settings and everything else would be recognizable in our world. But the bottom line is that most of my characters aren't human. So there's going to be times when they're not going to behave in a human way. According to this person, I had written one of my characters as basically abusive and as a victim of domestic violence, which they also mentioned. So clearly they'd been following me for a while. They were really disgusted with the way I wrote my story. And that hurt. I still remember it. And that was, oh heavens, 2, 3, 4 years ago, maybe more, maybe long. I honestly can't remember when it was, but I still remember how that made me feel. And it was a long time ago. But yeah, sometimes you've just got to think, right, okay, that's their opinion, and you just walk away. You just keep doing what you're doing. A really, really important point to remember at this stage is no matter what you write, you can't please all of the people all of the time. Quite honestly, if you've written the best book that you can, if you've written a book you would willingly pay money for, the book you want to read, if you've had your book edited to the highest possible standard that you can afford, if you have an amazing genre-specific cover and you have a blurb that just tells just enough to encourage your readers to buy it, and that your book delivers what's promised in the blurb and the cover, because that's important too, sometimes you just have to accept that bad reviews are a fact of life. Some people are just never going to be happy about anything. It is not possible to please everybody. But there you are. If you have written the book you want to read, remember there will be other readers who are just like you. Readers who will appreciate your quirks, appreciate your form of humor. They'd like your writing style, and they'll absolutely adore your characters and your storyline. So please, the main point of this video, if you get nothing else out of it at all, is don't let the thought of getting a bad review stop you from writing your book, finishing your book, and then publishing your book. And of course, I'm referring to self-publishing because that's what I do. But of course, there are other options. What I'm trying to say is don't let it stop you. Don't let the thought of it stop you. If you are really, really concerned about what a bad review might do to you, then A, don't read them in the first place. And B, take some time and go and have a look at some of your favorite authors. Go and look at what their sales pages on Amazon are like. Type in the title of any book that you usually enjoy and scroll down to the bottom where the reviews are and look at how many 1 stars people like Patricia Cornwell, P.D. James, Stephen King. I'm trying to think up some of the old names of authors that I used to read back when I was a teenager, because I appreciate that authors in my genre aren't mainstream. So any examples I give there will probably not be relevant. But go back and have a look. Go back and have a look at mine, especially in my early work. Just type Lisa Oliver author or Lisa Oliver into Amazon, and you'll find me, and look at what the reviews are like there. Every single one of my books has got negative reviews, or at least negative ratings. It's par for the course. It's what makes you a writer. It makes you realize that people have read your book, and you know what they also did? They paid for it. So yay, win for you. Having said all that, bad reviews can be helpful. I have learned a lot from my early bad reviews, and I do believe my writing has improved because of them. Back in the beginning, when I first started this, I learned how annoying my Britishisms were. I also learned fundamental differences between American English and Kiwi English and British English, all from my reviewers, because that back then I didn't have that core group of wonderful readers that I have now, the ones that love the quirks that slip through my editing process. You know, just as an aside, I have 2 editors, one here in New Zealand and one in America, just to check for things like that. Because, you know, when you're on a writing roll, sometimes you forget which English language you're meant to be writing in. But the key thing to also remember is when a person puts a review on Amazon or Goodreads, they're not written for you as the author, my friend. They are written for other readers. Do not engage with a negative reviewer. I know it's difficult. I know you want to justify and defend yourself, but do not respond, because that review wasn't written for you. There are readers that you will encourage to follow you through your wonderful stories over time, who will keep following you through a second book, a third, or the 100+ books that you will write once you get into it. And they will be the ones who, if you do something wrong, or you've made a slip up here or there, they're the ones who is going to screenshot that, and they're going to email you, and they're going to get you on Messenger or wherever else it is they can find you, because they're going to let you know that they really loved your book. But hey, did you see this? And they will show you. It is awesome. I absolutely adore my readers who do that. And if you want readers to do that for you too, then make sure you have your About the Author section at the back of your book with your contact details, because then they'll be able to find you. I truly appreciate the lovely readers I have with their eagle eyes, who pick out where my two editors and myself have mucked up. Please don't let future negative reviews stop you from writing now. I know it's a barrier. I've heard that from so many people who are writing their first books. But quite honestly, if you want to write it. You want to tell your story? Tell it. Write your book. The time for worrying about the bad reviews is if and when you've actually finished it. And honestly, you know what? If it does, you will be too busy writing your next book when your first book comes out to ever worry about it. That's how I do it. I'm already on the next page. I'm already on the next book. I'm already carrying on. So that's what I've got to say about it. If it is a concern for you, please drop a comment below and let me know about it. And don't forget, I put out long form videos on Mondays and Thursdays. And if any of this is helpful to you or inspiring or whatever else, then please consider hitting the subscribe button and maybe tickle the like button on your way out, because I'm still trying to get YouTube to remember or to realize that I'm actively posting videos again. In the meantime, all of your comments are answered. For example, what are the things that are a barrier to you finishing your book? Let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them either via the comment section itself, or if you think it'll make a good idea for a video, then let me know that too. In the meantime, keep having fun with your writing, my friends. And above all, keep writing. And we will see you next time. Bye.